All right, whenever you guys are ready. All right, so it's very easy, you know. So it's actually about the physics of water. We all understand water, right? Water always takes the shape of the container, right? Doesn't matter how we tilt it, right? How would you describe the surface of the water if it's settled? No matter how we tilt it, how would you describe the surface?
Like that?
Exactly, right? Could we say horizontal? That would be the proper term, right? Now, again, it's not a trick question, very easy. Based on our understanding of the physics of water, which one of these two is correct? A or B? It's not a trick question, it's very easy. A, right? That's the obvious question. Okay. So the reason I do this is because you think it's possible for me to trick you guys and warp your common sense to make you believe the answer is B? You think that's possible? Or are you guys confident in your common sense?
No, I believe.
You guys could be tricked?
Yeah.
So you guys think, well, you guys are probably right because believe it or not, you guys actually already have been tricked to think it's actually B, even though we know the answer is A, right? It's obvious. You guys want to know why? You guys believe Earth is a ball?
Yeah.
So in order for Earth to be a ball, they tell us that it's a certain dimension, 24,901 miles in circumference, which means it has to have a curvature rate of 8 inches per mile squared. So by the third mile, this is a 3-mile representation. Each dot represents half a mile. By the third mile, this should be a 6-foot drop. If we start at 5 feet from a level structure, the water should deviate by 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? If the water, if the water's curving, if the Earth is a ball, if the oceans are level, curving, because I don't know if you guys are familiar with the term sea level, right? Level means horizontal, obviously, as we know. Water tells us that. Heights and depths, like they say we go 15 feet above sea level. If we go 15 feet above sea level 100 miles away, they wouldn't be on the same level on a globe, but they are in reality. That's what they do, like laser, like radio signals. They go straight, and they don't get covered by a curve or they don't go into space, right? They hit their target at the same level because they go straight. So water will be the #1 proof of this. Have you guys heard about this topic? You guys never heard about people that question the shape of the Earth?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is it. You guys have heard of flat Earth, right?
Yeah.
So flat Earth is a term that was propped up to be mocked because it's literally this simple to understand. The physics of water. Earth is mostly water, right? 70% water. So they try to keep this information from us to disconnect us from our true purpose here. So basically the globe is like a religion. So we want to know why? All religions have in common is that they give us a creation story, right? The Big Bang, evolution. They're all theories though. Theory of the Big Bang, the theory of evolution. But they're all just theories to back each other up. Because if it's just one theory, people won't believe it. So they have to have all these theories to kind of back each other up so people believe it, right? So it's just to keep us confused and, believe it or not, to keep us paying taxes and working. It's pretty crazy, man. If you guys have any questions about this, like that you guys have in your head, have you guys thought about this before? Not really, right? So I came across this 6 years ago, and it took me a couple months to actually like sink in and accept it because I was a fan of space, basically. I was like a space junkie, basically. I used to love everything about space, and I found out, I don't know if you guys knew, outer space is just a concept, right? And it's a concept based on a theory. And a theory is just another word for imagination. So it's a concept based on an imagination. So it's not even real. Outer space, I don't know if you guys want to see some pictures of the stars, what they actually look like. They're actually really close. This is what they look like. Look at that. Do you guys know the camera, the P900? Nikon? It has 83 times zoom. And basically the most powerful zoom in the market, basically, that you could buy. And people have been zooming into the stars. And these are the planets. And they used to be called wandering stars because they look just like the stars. So what they show us, NASA and all that, is just CGI. And they admit it. It's composite images. So it's basically Photoshop, a fancy way of saying Photoshop, composites. So let me just show you guys this too real quick. There's high altitude pictures, 20 miles up, without a GoPro lens. Because if somebody's using a GoPro lens, it curves the horizon like that. So kind of to deceive, that they're actually seeing curvature. But at 20 miles up, without a fisheye lens or a GoPro or any action camera, it's a perfectly level horizon. And it rises to the eye level too. On a globe, the horizon should stay fixed. So when you rise up, you should tilt your head down to look at the horizon. But the horizon is just apparent. It's not a real thing. It happens in our vision. You know what I'm saying? So when you rise, the horizon gets further. And when you rise higher, the horizon gets further. It's an effect that happens in our eye, basically. So the horizon is not a physical thing. It's just a level. Because our vision has a limit. We don't see everything forever, right? We don't have Superman vision, right? So that's why things disappear at a distance over the curve of the Earth. People think it's the curve of the Earth. But again, if it was really a curve, we should be able to measure it. There's no going around this experiment, basically. This will be the #1 experiment to debunk the globe, you know. So, I mean, if you guys are interested, I have some info here. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Because, you know, I just started talking to the public about this, so I'm kind of new as well. Because I'm very introvert myself, you know, so I'm not very social. So my voice is a little shaky is because I'm a little nervous as well. But you guys want to check. These are the main proofs. There's like 6 of them. There's a video called there are 200 proofs. But to be honest, there's over 1,000 proofs. Everything proves Earth is not a ball. You know, we don't know the dimensions of the Earth. That's the thing. All we know is that the surface is level.
What would be at the edge?
That's the thing. Some people think it's infinite. So basically, outer space doesn't exist, like I said. So how can there be an edge? Because you kind of imagining flat Earth in the middle of space like this, right?
Yeah.
So you think you could fall off into space. But like I said, outer space is a concept. Earth is contained somehow because we have air pressure, right? 14.7 psi. So in order to have pressure, the word pressure means it's pressing against the walls of its container. So when you have a cylinder and you create a higher pressure, the pressure in there increases, meaning the press against the container, the wall inside, is increasing by pounds. We measure in pounds, psi, pounds per square inch, right? So Earth, since it has 14.7 psi, next to a vacuum of space, which is negative pressure without a container, doesn't make any sense. It defies physics. You know what I'm saying? So Earth, I don't know if you heard of the dome theory. You never seen a flat Earth disk with a dome on top? So it's kind of biblical. I'm not biblical at all. I was actually atheist before this, but this actually opened my eyes to know that there's a creator, basically. Not a creator in per se, because we don't know how this place came to be. We don't even know what Earth is, other than the surface being level. There's a lot of restrictions, like the North Pole is restricted, military, and then the South Pole as well. Civilians cannot go explore. So if you were a millionaire or had a friend that was a millionaire, we couldn't just be like, you know what, let's explore and find out what this place is. We couldn't do that. There's a lot of restrictions, like Area 51, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would say that's kind of like reverse psychology to make people believe that there's actually aliens. So they're pretending to cover up aliens, but outer space doesn't exist. If there's other humanoid civilizations that are advanced, they exist here, just in another pond. I would call Earth like a pond. You know what I'm saying? So there could be other ponds here too. You know what I'm saying? Other continents, I think all our technology comes from a different, more advanced civilization. So I don't think we're creating our own technology. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, again, to talk about that stuff, you got to understand this first. You know, and I don't want you to get too much into that because, you know, we're going off topic. But, you know, just to cut the conversation short, you know, that's the information there. You guys could look into it if you guys think this is important. I think it's the most important topic on Earth, what Earth actually is. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is what I do, you know. So, you know, thanks for talking to me, man. Yeah, you guys have a good one.
Yeah, you too.
All right.